Hi everyone, I'm Brendan.
I'm Karen.
And together we're Fox and Rabbit. We're filming this, our 36th, I think.
Yep, number 36.
Flosstube from Portland in Maine.
Beautiful Maine.
Yeah, so we're midway, or just over halfway through our
vacation
USA trip. I think we've got about a week and a half, just over a week and a half to go before we head home and get home to see our little puppets.
Yeah.
You would have seen the picture right at the beginning. Which was our screenshot, which was little Lily. She wanted to come as well, so she was sitting in one of the bags as we were packing.
It's the worst part, part about travelling. We love to travel, as me, if you're probably aware by now, but leaving the dogs, even though we know they're with our friends at home, at our place, they come and Mark and Jim come and mind the dogs and house sit for us. It's just awful leaving them behind. So, and this will have been 4 weeks, so this will have been the longest we've ever left them.
Yeah.
So it's been tough. Well, for us anyway. We're finally filming this because we're finally in a hotel room where we actually have a table where the two of us can sit. Every hotel room so far has only had one chair. And no light either. We've got massive windows here, which is also really good. We did have this turn around the other way because our beautiful view from here in Portland is just over the water with boats. It was raining all morning and a little bit chilly, but the sun's come out now and it's actually beautiful. But when we had the camera turned around the other way, you could see the view, but you couldn't see us. We were just in shadows. So you're getting a lovely view behind us now. So lovely view of a white wall. And we can't actually see ourselves now, so we're talking to a blank screen. So hopefully everything will be recording properly. Yeah, we're using a new camera as well. So if things aren't in focus properly, sorry, we'll work it out. Yeah, we had to leave the big camera at home just because of the luggage issues. So, and we have no plan. Brent does have his diary thing somewhere, but we're just going to wing it today. We thought it was more important, given how long it's been since our last video, that we at least film something. We're doing it all around the place because when we get home, we will do the video we wanted to film before we left and ran out of time, and that was the one following my wonderful trip down to Tasmania to the Stitch in Time retreat. I've got all the things that I got from there, but obviously I couldn't bring it all over to the States. So we will film that follow-up video when we get home because I've got lots to show you from there because it was an absolutely wonderful retreat. So what happened? We've been over here for 2 weeks. We were lucky. 2.5 weeks. We were lucky. We got upgraded to business class on our way over, which is something that's never happened to us before, and it's going to be very hard to go back to cattle class. No, you're spoiled now. Yep. Wow. You're not going to want to travel. That was unbelievable. We didn't even have any jet lag this time, did we? Because we just basically laid down on the flat out bed the whole way and slept, and it was definitely a nice way to travel. So so what happened, baby, we got into Los Angeles, changed our flight from Los Angeles to Phoenix. Yep, the hottest place on earth. We left Sydney. It was it was quite early in the morning, granted, but it was 4 degrees Celsius, which is I think about 35 degrees Fahrenheit. 35 or 40, somewhere around there. It's close to freezing point anyway. And then when we got to Phoenix, it was 40, I think it was at 11:30 a.m. It was already 43 degrees. I think it got up to 46 degrees Celsius, which I think is about 115 Fahrenheit. So it was hot. Yeah, Jean put on the good weather for us. She did, and it was wonderful though. I love the dry heat. So as long as up here on the coast where we've been travelling over on the East Coast, it's been more humid. So it was very nice to have the dry heat. Yeah. First stop was the attic. We didn't even check in yet because it wasn't time to check into the hotel. So obviously the first trip was to the attic. I think the first people we saw were Brenda and Laura, which was lovely. Just familiar faces everywhere. Everyone was shopping. Fabulous. We didn't see Jean right then. She wasn't there at that point. But we saw Caroline and all the staff. And it's just lovely. When you walk in those doors and there's so many friendly people, it was just wonderful. So we did some shopping. We'll show you all that. We'll show you all that in a minute, And, then we went and had lunch with the girls, with Brenda and Laura, Grace, Roxanne. Was it Roseanne? Roseanne, sorry, I get that mixed up. Barry, and I'm sure to be missing somebody. We always do. But anyway, it was lovely. We went and had a lovely lunch. That was really nice. And then we went back in the afternoon because you left the shopping to be checked out when we got back because you were in the queue, and so we left that with Caroline. Everyone was hungry, so. Yeah, so we went back to the attic. finished off our shopping for the day, and then went and checked in. And it was a lovely day, lovely way to finish a very long trip. I think we crashed pretty early that night because we had been up, I think, 24 hours or something by that point, except for the sleeping on the plane.
Yeah, it's nice to have a shower that night.
Oh, wasn't it great?
We were a bit smelly.
Oh my gosh, everyone's coming up and hugging us and everything. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we just need a shower. But anyway, that was lovely. And then what happened on Friday, Brent? We went and had Cracker Barrel breakfast with the girls again, which was fabulous.
Went back to the attic again, didn't we?
Went back to the attic, yes, of course. Did more shopping, and then we went back, and summer school started that afternoon, on the Friday afternoon, and as always, it just exceeded all expectation. Will we show what the projects were first? I'm sure you've seen these all everywhere by now from those Flosstubers who attended summer school, but how about we do that? We have no plan for this. This is going to be all over the place. I can tell Brent's he's just dying because he likes to have a very rigid plan on how we do this. So.
You're not organised.
I'm not. What about the gift? The gift that was at our table to start with from.
No, yeah.
You got the red eye. You got the red eye. You want to take it out of the bag?
Got a crack white.
This. Oh, and I'll put it up. So I think this little camera is set to focus on our faces. So this is the beautiful project bag. That was part of our gifts from the attic, and this is obviously by the beautiful Barry Hamley from Stitch Folk, and these are just amazing. Oh my gosh.
We got one of each colour because I know Karen's going to steal mine.
And of course we were able to pick a colour, and I love this beautiful bluey colour, and well, you prefer the red anyway. Yeah, this is amazing.
But you'll steal it.
I won't steal that one.
Yes, you will. No. I'll come home one day and just find there's a project in it.
If you get another Barry bag somewhere, I'll probably steal it. This one's all right. What is amazing about this is when we used to have the shop, our needlework shop for all those years, for a period of time we also had patchwork fabrics. Now this fabric, I was amazed when I saw this because this is a French general range that was around. Now, we've been up on the Central Coast for 6 years. It's got to be 7 or 8 years ago that this range was released. And it was my favourite, and still is my favourite range from French General, from Moda. So how Barry got her hands on enough to make 120-odd bags is beyond me, but I'm so very glad she did. Obviously, this is all custom done as well, but I was so thrilled to see that fabric because I haven't seen it for such a long, long time. So that was a big thrill. And then the very first designer of the day was Tanya.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to just reach down here. Where is it? Brendan, you've got it.
Yeah.
I'll show you. So Brendan will show you what the kit looked like. Tanya always likes to go first because she gets very nervous. I don't know why, because she always does a fabulous job and her projects are always knocks it out of the park.
But Tanya had 2 projects.
She did, so Brendan can show you. His.
So the first one, hopefully it's in focus, was a pin keep, and Tanya's kits include everything.
They do.
I think Karen's already stitched it.
Well, I've already stitched that, yeah.
She even included the little base for the...
Fantastic. The button.
All the fabric in.
To do both the sampler, which is the sampler, and there's enough... I won't get my threads out because obviously I've started stitching mine, but these were the beautiful threads. There's enough threads to stitch the beautiful sample. I hope this is, as I said, we're looking at a blank screen here, so I don't know if you're seeing this okay, but this was the...
You've got to hide your faces.
Yeah, okay, right. So this was Mary K. Nichols, 1827, and so it's Lakeside
linen, which...
I was just beside myself.
Karen's going to steal.
I am going to steal that because I will be stitching this sampler, and I've got my piece, so Bren is going to lose that. Now I'm just going to try to show you. I haven't even pressed this because I've only just gotten off the hoop a few days ago. But this was the little star for the middle. So now when I get home, I'll be making that up and putting it into the little dish. So and the interesting thing, it was a lovely, fun, quick project to do at the retreat. And as I was going around on, I think the Sunday, I was seeing a lot of people with this one finished on their tables. I just love that so much. And as Brendan said, we've got enough fabric and threads to do the complete sampler as well. That's going on my list for sampler September stitching. So that was Tanya. And then we had lunch, lovely lunch, and then not lunch, sorry, it was dinner, and then we had the lovely. I'll let Bren show because all the kids are here, so there's no point in showing two of them. We had Vicky and Megan from Needlework Press, fabulous sampler.
Yep. So this was the sampler.
Strive to mend.
Which is amazing.
Quirky bird.
It's got a
you love that
weird patchwork bird, which is really cute.
And they kindly used our linen. I think it was baked clay.
Yeah.
It's always so weird when you get your own fabric back in a kit, but it's very nice. Vicky used a lot of our linens, which we appreciate.
I don't have the other project. Do you have the other project?
Hang on.
I don't know where I've put it. There was a second project there as well, which was on perforated paper. So she's included all the needlepoint silks.
Yeah, but it's down there somewhere. So yeah.
There was a second project as well, which is on perforated paper.
Yeah, which neither one of us have stitched on before, have we, Brent?
Beautiful. So needlepoint silks.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to having a go at stitching on perforated paper.
I don't know where I put that chart.
Oh, Brent, it's all here.
It's here somewhere.
We have such a mess here, I can't even tell you. We just pulled all this out of our suitcases. This is, as I said, this is probably the most disorganised video we have done. I don't know, Brent, it's all everywhere. So anyway, as I said, I'm sure you've seen many of these already, because I know Brenda and Laura, I watched their video this morning and they showed all these projects properly. So
yeah,
so that was it when we stitched the night away then, and then what happened then, Brent? Well, we had some stitching sessions with some friends, and then Saturday started. The full day started on Saturday. Saturday started with. Oh no, it was luckily, and at our table, we were fortunate enough to sit with our lovely friend Katie and her mum, and so Katie was the first cab off the rank that day, I think. Oh, that's one other thing. Can you hand me that chart? I know mine's here somewhere too. Last year when we were at summer school, Gloria from the Ladies Needle had a fabulous project. The project was there. It was all fully kitted, but what was meant to come in the bag, but I think Gloria had not been very well, and she missed putting the actual complete sampler in. So when we were queuing up for one of our projects this year, for all of those who attended last year, Gloria had the full chart, and I'm thrilled about this because I was waiting for this one to come out after we saw it last year, didn't we, Bren? Yeah. And I just love this so much. So this will definitely be going in my rotation. This is Anne Jones, a reproduction sampler. So, and look at this beautiful little postcard thing Gloria puts in, and it was so lovely to see Gloria again this year, even though she wasn't teaching there this year. It was lovely to see her. So first up was Katie. And she did the most amazing talk. That was the kit. Katie did a talk. I know she was nervous too, but she did so well. It was basically based upon her. I think it was her fourth great grandfather who fought in the Civil War, and she had a beautiful little housewife that. There's no proof of which of the ladies in her great-grandfather's life had given it to him, but his sister, his mother, the thought is from Katie it was more than likely his wife. And this lovely man carried this beautiful housewife with him all through the Civil War, and it has been handed down through all the generation, and it's finished up at Katie's. Katie did an extraordinary talk about everything to do with her family leading back to that time. Can't even tell you. It was just so involved and interesting, and at the end of it, there was a standing ovation. The whole room was on its feet. She did an amazing job, knocked it out of the park. Her mum was tearing across from me, and as soon as I saw her crying, I was crying, and we were all getting a bit emotional. It was fantastic. And then Katie's project is fascinating. I can't wait to do this. It's a little pincushion, and the kit is fabulous, isn't it, Bren?
Yeah, it's all
everything there to make it
sequins.
Wool applique sequins. It's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful project. Fantastic presentation. So that was really good. And then we had lunch. All the stuff is in there. It's fantastic the way she put the kits together.
Oops.
As I said, Tricia, her mum was crying, and so was I. I was crying all weekend about something or other. It was all wonderful. And then after lunch, we had, oh my gosh, I blanked.
Diary.
Yeah, I know the diary. I'm just trying to find where. Oh, hang on. Nancy Mills from 5 Times Blessed. She was the project. She had the project for the afternoon. Now I've got a picture of the beautiful project. Now this is stitched on perforated paper, and it is designed. I've got the actual whole bag of all the goodies that went with it somewhere here too. Oh, here we are. Oops. Sorry about keeping bending down. It all came in a beautiful little a little drawstring bag with all the goodies to make it. There was the tape and everything to go. Now it came with a
Diary.
a lovely diary. You gave yours to Katie because the trouble was it was beautiful, but we got 2 obviously, and they are so heavy. Beautiful diaries, notebook diaries, but there's no way it could go in our luggage going home. Way too heavy. So we gifted ours. I didn't gift the project, but you gifted your kit to Katie because she loved it, and I knew I'd stitch it, and I can always find a book for it to go onto when we get home. So it's got the tape to put it down. It's got the beautiful antique buttons and the fabric and the threads. A lovely little scissor fob to go with it. So that was lovely. And as I said, I'm going to stitch that on the perforated paper when we get home. So that was lovely as well. Fabulous day. And then on the Sunday morning, usually the last cab off the rank is Linda Vincent of Needle Made Designs. And as always, Linda just completely slayed, didn't she, Brett? Linda, honestly, I think she's like the queen of Scottish samplers, this woman. So this was the little. Well, first of all, it's got that thing on there.
Okay, we can chart.
Okay, well, but first of all, this was the beautiful chart. You are absolutely in love with this, aren't you? Brendan loves Scottish samplers, so typically it's Linda's project that you're always anxious to stitch.
Linda's or Tanya's?
Linda's, oh yeah. Between all of us, we'll stitch all of them. But Catherine Shearer is the actual sampler. Brendan has started collecting the what are they? The beautiful silks. Bren's picked up a bit of a bug. The beautiful Belsoir silks. Jean had most of them at the attic, but I think she sold it because everyone went back to the shop on the Sunday to get the full skeins for this sampler. So we're going to be at Hobby House next week, so we're hoping to pick up the rest of them there. But the actual project was this beautiful little pin drum, which is just fabulous. And again, that goes in the little
stand for it as
well.
well.
And Linda had a great idea too, because it has this metal disc that goes in the bottom and weighs it down. And the great thing is, if you glue a little magnet to the bottom, it's a great tip. It will actually, the little pin drum will actually like connect firmly to the little base. So we loved that. That was fabulous. And then that evening we went out to dinner with Linda and her lovely husband Mark and Gail, who did last year's presentation of the Botany Bay sampler at the Gail Peterson at the summer school last year. And Gail is coming over to Australia in towards the end of September, so we're going to meet up with her down in Sydney before my knee operation. Oh, and speaking of that, on Instagram we've had so many people asking how I'm going with my knee. My knee is not good at all, but we're not stopping it, not letting it stop having a great time. So we'll just get that replaced on the 3rd of October, so can't come soon enough for me. Okie dokie. And now more gifts from the attic as well, I just remembered. Mm-hmm. We had these beautiful, what are they, Brendan? What would you call them? Minnie McBean's counting pins, which were lovely. I don't know if you can see those. Hopefully they're not showing our face. We also got this wonderful mug from the attic, and interestingly enough, on here, I don't know if you can see it, is a beautiful little red work sampler that Jean designed a while back. I didn't know anything about until we saw it. So, and more about that later. I'll show you what I got for that. Okay, so they were the projects, as always, sensational. All the designers just knocked it out of the park. We will, between Brendan and I, we'll do all of them. Like I said, I've already started Tanya's. I'm very proud. That's my first little finish. since we've been over here. Now, what do we do, Brendan? We're going to show some of the gifts we got.
Yeah.
And this is in the, look, honestly, we're bound to leave some people out. As I said, all this is in our luggage. We pulled it all out. If we've missed anyone, we'll go through everything properly when we get home and when we film our next Flosstube. So look what he got from Linda Vincent. If you remember, I don't know if you remember last year's video, Linda gave him a whole heap of Bigfoot paraphernalia at summer school last year. And this time he's got, I think it's 2 yards of this fabulous fabric.
Not that I know what to do with it.
I will make it into some bags and stuff, Bren. So that's fantastic. So that was a lovely surprise. Now, just a quick one, before I show you some of the things that we got at summer school, I did put a couple of things in our bag to bring over here that were flat and easy to show because it's long overdue thanking some of these people. This first one, we got these before we left. Now, these were from Sally Notwell, and they are the most fabulous mud rugs. Sally, I wanted to thank you personally, but we were going to show it on the Flosstube, so I wanted to show it there first and then send you a note. And then we didn't end up filming Flosstube before we left. We had intended to. We were so incredibly busy just getting all the orders out before we left that we didn't have a chance. So we love that. So we brought it all the way over here, and now we'll take it all the way back home again. When I was down in Tasmania, again, I'll show you some of the things I got down there, but my lovely friend Nia, apart from everything else she gave me, which I'll show you in our video from home, but she also gave me this beautiful Whippet Greyhound, Italian Greyhound, all the same thing really. It's a beautiful pin brooch from an artist in the UK, and from Scotland, Susan Emerson. She's a mixed media artist. Now you know how much I love that, so I brought that over to wear while I'm over here. And another friend, if I could go find where it's at. I had it right in front of me, and now I can't see it. Can you see those chip things that Linda gave me, Brendan?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm having such a day. Here they are. My lovely friend Linda, just for no reason, gave me a beautiful gift. Now, she gave me a beautiful little bee, the most divine bee needle miner, but it's on one of my stitching projects here in the room somewhere, so I'll show you that one when we get home. But these are from some guys, some Australian guys. I can't think of the name. Again, it's on the card back in Australia, so I will show you their name when I get home. But these are fantastic. They're a little acrylic. I don't know if you can see them.
Probably can't see them. They're too small.
Where's something white? Here we go. These are beautiful little acrylic floss drops. So they're just so cute. And Linda, they look like Monet's garden, don't they, Brendan?
Yeah.
Linda gave me a whole set of them. As I said, from these lovely 2 guys in Australia whose names I will mention when we get home, because I am bound to buy some stuff from them as well because they're wonderful. So thank you so much, Linda.
Put them back in the bag.
I'm just going to put them over there. Oh, we have got such a mess here.
Jumped everywhere.
Okay, our lovely friend Katie Strecken gave us these beautiful notebooks, which we love, and I should put it on the back, baby. And these, Brent and I have had them on our favourite scissors. These fabulous blingy scissor fobs. They sparkle so much. I hope the light's hitting them coming through the window there. So, Katie, you know how much we love those. It was so good. It was so much fun sitting with them at the retreat. Okay. Oh, wait, you're talking about my favourite thing in the world. Okay. I was going to leave the best till last, but Bren's already pointed out. Okay, so I don't even know how to. I don't want to start crying again because I've already cried every time I've talked about this. But for many years I've been trying to get a queen hoop. I don't know if any of you know. I'm sure many of you know how fabulous they are. They're an antique hoop, and typically I stitch in hand. I always have. But I've been hearing about these queen hoops for years and years and years. They are like hen's teeth to get. We hear stories about people picking them up in thrift shops and stuff. It's never been our luck. We are looking for them while we're on our trip over here, so I want to get Brendan one. But I've just never been able to. No, I don't know. We were sitting around stitching one night, and I happened to, I don't know, I think someone had one of them there. It might have been, Brendan might have been stitching with hers, or it might have been Barry, I'm not sure, and I just happened to mention it. Well, anyway, I am going to get a bit emotional. The next day, before summer school started, Barry from Stitch Folk, such a lovely, lovely person, came up and just handed me this and said, I thought she was handing it to me to try. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, if this is as good as they say they are, how am I ever going to give this up? Well, no, it wasn't just a try. She actually gave it to me. It's just one of the kindest, most generous things I've ever been given. And I don't know that you can see that properly, but I have not had it off. I have not had it out of my hands since. It's absolutely fabulous, and I will stitch with that for the rest of my life. It's just wonderful. I can't even, and the fact that it was gifted by such a lovely person, I'm getting teary again. Poor Laura. Laura came up to me at some point. I think I was holding it together until later in the night, and she came up and she said, oh, I believe you got a nice gift or something. And as soon as I started talking to Laura, I started to cry like an idiot. So poor Laura. Sorry about that, Laura. I thought I was actually holding it all together. I think when people are so incredibly kind, these things, if you ever see them on eBay, just they're worth a fortune. So, but to be given that now is just so incredibly kind. And Barry, if you're watching this, I'm not sure if you watch us, but and I've thanked you a million times. But honestly, your kindness was just amazing, and I will treasure that always. Now, as I said, we're looking around all the op shops and the antique shops to try to find this one now. So thank you so much, Barry. Okay, I'm getting all teary again. So on a fun note, okay, where's mine? Now, if you know, you know. Can you see? We need the room to be dark, baby. Our wonderful friend that we made last year at summer school, who was back there again, is our friend Gwen. Now, Gwen is a nurse from New Orleans. So we just hit it off with her so well last year, didn't we? And we laughed and laughed and laughed. I never laugh as much as I do when we're with Gwen. She's hilarious. Well, anyway, we told her about this bar we went to in New Orleans a couple of years ago called Spirits on Bourbon. And anyway, we were telling her about these things called resurrections that we were drinking this particular night. I had way too many. Brendan stopped after one. They were blue and they were amazing, and the bar was amazing. The music was great. The night was great. And we were telling her all about it. Well, she came up with a bag of goodies for us. First thing to start off summer school. It was hilarious. Always laughing. So we've got our cups now. So she went there and bought them for us.
She tried to smuggle the drink as well.
She tried to. What did she do? She froze the drink itself. I don't know whether they had the drink that you could, the actual resurrections that you could buy there and take home.
TSA wouldn't let her bring it over.
Gwen froze it and tried it, but she put it in a peanut butter jar or something. TSA wouldn't let her through anyway with the I think because they thought it was peanut butter.
I don't know.
I don't know. The thing is blue, so I don't know how. The drink is blue, so I don't know. But she was laughing. So she said she couldn't bring us the actual drink. So we got the cups. I got this. It was just so fabulous to get this care package from New Orleans. So I got that. We got a fleur-de-lis drink stopper. We did get some. What are the things that you
Pralines, I ate all those.
Pralines. No, too sweet for me, but Bren ate a lot. And what else? I've got this. We both got one of these. You never mind, it's there somewhere.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it was in front of you, so it doesn't matter. Gwen gave us both this fabulous needle minder from New Orleans. Love that. And Brendan got a voodoo doll.
So
that's hilarious. I forget what she said about that, but it was something I probably can't repeat here.
Yeah, I'm going to call it Karen.
Oh, very funny, Brett. Ha, ha, ha.
And stick pins in it later.
Oh, so humorous. Don't do that, because that's a legitimate thing from New Orleans. You don't know what's going to happen with that thing. Anyway, Gwen, thank you so much. You know we love you, and we love these fabulous gifts from you, which will be the first things we pack in our luggage so they don't get left behind. So, yes. Righto, in no particular order. Baby, what do we got? What about this?
Yep, just got to make sure.
Now, I wasn't there when this lovely lady come around to the table, so I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name, but
I don't remember my own name.
No, I know. So we're both as bad as each other. But Brendan chose mine. We can pick which ones we want. I wasn't at the table, so Brendan picked. This is from the Woodpecker's Daughter. They're all handmade. What a fabulous name. So it's the Woodpecker's Daughter. And Brendan chose this one for me, which he knows me very, very well. Which I actually use all the time now. They're like floss beds. And she chose that one for you, didn't she? The lady who gave that.
It's any fabric they could find that was sort of manly.
That was manly. So, Bren chose wisely. So, thank you. I can't remember. You did tell me at the time, but it might have been Vicky, but I can't remember. But definitely Woodpecker's daughter. Righto. Oh, you love this, don't you? Yeah. Where's mine? Where's mine? Oh, man, I have never seen such a mess. We do not operate well in mess. Brendan's actually picked up a little bit of a bug. Thankfully, it's not COVID, but he's feeling a little under the weather today. So, Brendan, you'll have to show yours up. Mine's exactly the same.
It's a little taco.
Where is mine?
And
this is separate. It was Brendan's favourite thing.
It opens up to be a little needle keep.
Yeah, and it's got size 28 peacemaker needles in there, so that was a bonus.
But it's got cheese and lettuce and all around the outside, embroidered around the outside.
Brent came over to me so excited to get this, and he said, what's her name? Angela. He said, you've got to go over. Angela said to go over there now. So I went over and I said, I'm not going over to ask for one. He said, no, she asked you to go over. She asked you to go over. So we went, she was so much fun. So we went over and she kept one for me. She only made 18, I think, for all her table mates and everything at summer school, but she kept one for us. And so I got the very last one, and I wasn't ashamed to just snap that thing out of her hands, because when she gave it to me, I was just thrilled. It's really, really cool. So thank you very much for that. What's next, baby? Oh my gosh, I've never seen something.
You have stuff everywhere.
I do have stuff everywhere, Fred. I don't even know where. I think because we were originally sitting across that side of the table, I had everything beautifully set up in front of me, and then when we had to move over here, everything got moved over. So what happened with these? Well, we show those. These are from the beautiful Barry. Yep. These are so much fun. Look at the card, the floss card. I've got these as well.
Some stickers and Mr. Bean floss cards.
They're fabulous. Fabulous. And when Barry came over...
so she calls them floss beans.
Floss beans. These are hilarious. When we came back, she came back around the table and talking to us about it, we said how much we loved them, and she went and got about 7 packets for us, because she'd given them out to everyone. She had some left over, and she said, saving mailing them, she just gave us like a whole... She said, would you like some more of them? We're like, yes, please. And we got a great big stack of them. So that's good to have. So, and what's this one, baby? That one there in front. No, you got yeah. No, I got the strawberry. You got the tomato. Yeah. These are from the lovely Miss Flossie, who's also doing her own cross-stitch designs now. So you've got to look for those. They're fantastic. So always forward, never backwards. And that's on that there is one of her new designs. Always forward, never back. In the great words of Jean Lee. So, and she also does a floss tube as well. So we got these beautiful. I got the strawberry. Bryn got the tomato. So thank you, Amy, Miss Flossie. They're fabulous. Oh, I'm just going to have to just put these all over here. I'll worry about this at the end. I'll clean this up and you can. Now I got this. I don't think you got one. I'm not sure there was enough. I don't know what happened here, but this is beautiful. This was from Kathy Markham. Look at this beautiful, beautiful card. And it's just a beautiful little container. Look at this. Love the pattern on there. And inside we said we could share it. So a lovely pair of rose gold stalk scissors. And I love 28 tapestry needles. Like sometimes you just come back to the table and things are just there. And our problem is always that we're limited with what we can take, aren't we, Brent?
But not everyone told us who they were either.
And so I don't know who some of these people were. We just get back and they're on the table. So I know. What was that one? That was we got 2 beautiful jars of honey. Which one of them is still in my luggage? We've eaten one, because we've been taking it to have on our breakfast, and the other one's in the luggage. And this is beautiful. This is by Angie, and it's beautiful beeswax. We got floss conditioner. Lovely, lovely. I love the smell of beeswax. Okay, this one here. This is beautiful bees. This is from Lisa. Lisa.
What are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing here.
So she's given us
I've got two things there. Sorry.
some little sheepy
Aren't they the cutest?
plus cards.
Yeah.
And a little embroidered.
With a pin at the back. You got a pin at yours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Little needle holder thing.
Yeah, and also a little
The cutest little floss. I'll get one of mine out. Oh, it smells divine too.
a little beeswax.
A little beeswax sheep. So that's fabulous. Thank you very much, Lisa. I love that. That smells. I can smell it moving in the bag. It's beautiful. What have you got next, Brett? Oh, these were cute. By Lumi and Pie. These are cute as.
So it's a little needle minder.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous little needle minder. And that's from Lumi and Pie. Project bags and cross-stitch. Have another go. Project bags for cross-stitch and knitting and various other handcrafted items. So there are her details. If you can just do a screenshot of that, hopefully it's in focus. We won't know until Brendan's editing this video later on. This probably won't. We're filming this on Wednesday, the
30th, isn't it?
Wednesday, I think it's the 29th. Where's my phone? Wednesday.
The 30th.
Oh, it is. It's Wednesday the 30th. But this video probably won't load for maybe 2 days. So, yeah. What have you got next, baby?
Little
Oh, yes. I love this.
another needle minder. Carol gave us these.
Yeah.
They're made with glass, little glass beads,
Gorgeous.
glass cabochons.
They are beautiful. Speaking of Carol, big shout out to, oh gosh, Brendan, I'm blanking. I know it was Michelle and Carol, wasn't it? Was it Michelle and Carol? Look, so many people came up to us over the weekend, well, the 3 days. So kind. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had so many photos taken in my entire life. People were so lovely. But these two lovely ladies, when we first met them at the attic, they wore matching T-shirts every single day. They had some of Barry's T-shirts, other T-shirts. They were fabulous. We'll put a photo of them up here. And, oh gosh, I'm sure it was Carol. I definitely know it was Michelle. Michelle and Carol, I think. If it's not, guys, please tell me because I want to remember your names properly. We saw them all weekend and they were so much fun. I think Michelle cried when she saw you or something, didn't she, Brendan? She didn't know what to do.
Something else. It was
was it? Yeah, but they were just both so lovely. They came around all the time. We felt like we'd known them forever by the end, and I think they felt the same about us. So, but yeah, shout out to all the lovely people who were just so kind and generous with all their lovely things that they've had to say and do. And it was overwhelming for us, actually. What have you got now, Bob?
Something from one of my favourite people, Dottie.
Oh, from Dottie. Was Dottie smelling you all weekend?
Yes.
Dottie loves Dottie's on, she's teaching Scotty on Flosstube. She's fabulous. And we look forward to seeing her every year. She loves what Brendan smells like. So stitching Scotty. So we got the beautiful cards and a little fabulous shirt. She's always so much fun. We look forward to seeing her every year. Her Flosstubes scream. I got to catch up on all my Flosstubes. I only just watched Brenda and Laura this morning, and I just noticed there's so many people we watch, and I'm just going to sit down over the next few nights and just catch up. What's that one, Bob? This was from...
I'm not sure who gave these to you.
These were just on the table, I think. But beautiful cards. It says, follow me, SWXNW Stitcher. Just see if you can see that up close. Oh,
So
there's a plane flying right overhead, friend. Look at that.
oh wow, it looks like it's going to land on
Looks like it's going to land on the roof. Southwest Airlines, people, if you hear about them going a bit too close to a building,
There's all stuff
it's
coming out
ours.
the back. It's
It's a bit scary anyway, not being the good flyer that I am. So, yes, so they were beautiful. They were just sitting on our table. And no, I wasn't here when these came around either, but you picked two and said I could pick one. The only thing is there's no name on this one.
Yeah.
Did you speak to the person?
I would have, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I picked the one with the turtle. our apologies. Whoever that person is, if you could let us know. You okay, babe?
Yeah, just dying here.
Oh my goodness me, you'll survive. Now this one here, did you get this, Mary McCoy? You didn't get one? Oh, you probably did. As I said, we have stuff everywhere. You can imagine we've got 3 suitcases. We have to go and buy a 4th one. We are allowed 4 to fly home. So, yeah, we had some pretty little floss drops.
We just made it.
Oh, you did actually get something that's somewhere. Yeah.
Because one of our bags was 1 pound overweight.
1 pound overweight. That was for the internal flight.
Right.
We only have one internal flight that's not
It's still the same weight going home.
Yeah, I know, but it's a check-through one going home.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that was interesting because Brent has these these handheld scales, which have always been really accurate, but I think they might have been past their day.
No, we put some extra stuff in after I.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
So at the airport, we were frantically.
Undies were going everywhere.
It was not a good look at the airport, but anyway. But because on the way home we're allowed a 4th bag, because technically it's an internet. Even though we're flying from New York to Dallas and then Dallas to home, it's a check-through international flight, so we're allowed 4 bags. So thankfully we can go and
get another bag.
Buy another one
off to Walmart.
But I can undo this. But this is okay.
So we got a little notebook too from Michelle.
Yeah, and I love the Chinese proverb on the back.
So it's got a little dollar paperclip on it as well. So it's just a little notebook to take notes in. Probably should have used it to write people's names down.
That's probably a thing. I'm going to actually take a book with me next year because a few people had things where everyone was signing things, which was really lovely.
And the book of days. Yeah.
And their book of days. We've got to get more organised with this stuff, Brent, honestly. We've got 2 retreats we're doing over here. I'm not organised for either of them anyway. That's okay. We're getting there. Like, I mean, it wasn't until summer school last year was our first retreat. And the one I went to in Tasmania was only the second one I've ever been to. We put a lot on. What is this one? Oh, you had this. That was your one, actually. Sorry, baby, I grabbed yours. I don't know where mine are under all this. Mine are here. Like I said, when I moved everything over, everything got moved on me. That was from Susan.
Here's I love 3 corgis.
I love 3 corgis. Isn't that fabulous?
The
fabulous.
Floss drops.
Yeah, and I've got the same thing.
They're all pretty patterned paper.
Yeah, very pretty. I've got that.
So you stole my one, did you?
I did actually, because mine is here. Mine was in a purple tissue paper and I unwrapped it. So it's, like I said, I had everything beautifully set out in front of me, and then when we realised we couldn't shoot through the window, I just shoved everything across the table. Now, I got one of these, and I'm afraid you didn't.
Ha.
I forget why, but these were so cool. I don't think they went around everywhere. This is from Pensacola Beach, I think it was. Was it Pensacola Beach? This is a fabulous scissor fob. I hope you can see that.
It's heavy.
Yeah, look at the fabulous thong on there, or flip flop, whatever they call them here.
Yeah, thongs are different than here.
Thongs are different. We call them flip flop thongs at home. Look how thick that is. It's fabulous.
And thongs at home are called G-strings.
That's right. Oh, I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
They're all called different things already. Yeah, so that was fabulous. Pensacola Beach, Florida. I can't remember who gave me that.
It's like we don't have fanny packs, we have bum bags.
Yes. I don't think you can say that on here, Brendan. Anyway, that word. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Oh, well.
We'll soon know. If it doesn't get through the screening. Now, don't show the back of that one. But this was from, we had the pleasure of meeting Ray from Red Barn Samplers. And this is a little freebie she gave out to all the attendees. We'll put a picture up here because this is her holding the actual stitched one, because we can't show the back because it's the chart. And that was lovely. I think that's an excerpt from one of her new releases. And her releases, we saw them at the Attic, and they're fantastic. We saw a lot of familiar faces. Well, it was the first time we've met Ray. We caught up with Kim Goldman again. It was lovely to see Kim there. A lot of people that were there last year were there again, but there were a lot of new timers. They all went out the front and took a photo of all the new time Flosstubes attendees that were there. So, and there was a lot, wasn't there? So that was good. Okay. Oh, now I was given where I can't.
There's the chain there.
Where's the chain?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just about to say this lovely person's name, and it's flown straight out of my head. I was already talking to her this morning on Instagram. Oh my gosh, help me! I can't
I have
think.
no idea.
Oh, we're so tired. We're so tired. We've met so many people, and I know this girl's name, and I can't remember it.
I don't remember my own name.
Oh, I can't think. It'll come to me about 2 o'clock in the morning. But Jean had a beautiful, I think it was it over 1 on 46 count? I can't remember. A beautiful little Bristol redwork thing. Now, the actual free design is, I haven't got a print all out. Obviously, I downloaded, is from Colorado Cross Stitcher. So you can go to Colorado Cross Stitcher's website and download the freebie. It's a little red work kind of Bristol frame. And Jean had a J in there. And I was saying how much I loved it. And there's quite a few people that had them. And, oh my gosh, this person's name, I can see her name right in front of my eyes. But anyway, I was trying to, I said, well, I definitely want to stitch one of those. I absolutely want to make one of those up. And she said, look, I've got some kits of them at home, back in her car. You can have one, which was incredibly kind. And I can see her name and I just can't think of it. So I'm going to actually, so she kindly, I don't know where you get them, Michael's somewhere.
It's Tim Holtz.
It's Tim Holtz anyway. So if anyone's looking for them, it's called Tim Holtz Assemblage. So, and, oh, it's annoying me so much. But anyway, so she kindly gave me one so I can make my own. So that was wonderful. Also, too, I had to wash this because I spilled some Diet Coke on the bottom of it, but it's all good now. I just haven't pressed it. This was a beautiful bag from Barry Stitch Folk. Has to have good press, but it's all good. There was nothing left on it, thankfully.
Because I washed it.
I know you did, baby, thankfully. But I just haven't had a chance to iron it, so it's a little bit crinkled. But thankfully, that one was fine. That'll teach me not to knock over. Laura, you know all about that, knocking over a can of Diet Coke. So that was another thing. And, so I'm just going through all the gift stuff first. This was a lovely surprise when we got to, where was this at, Brennan? Where did we pick this up from?
Tanya, wasn't it?
Tanya. When we saw Tanya, Tanya Brockmeyer, she actually, because a few people asked to send us things, so I gave addresses. Tanya said she would take delivery of them and give them to us at summer school. And the wonderfully talented, gifted designer, Teresa Kogan, and all-round lovely person, asked for where she could send something to. And I thought she was just going to send a chart or something. Sometimes when a designer uses your linen, they will gift you the chart, which we are always very grateful for. Not only did we get the chart, we got an actual box. So what an absolute thrill that was to when we arrived there and Tanya dropped this off for us. It was from one of the... Yeah. Oh, it is too.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the front of it.
It's going to go everywhere.
Thank you, baby. This was from one of her recent retreats, and she used our linen, and she is so... It's so funny because I won't show the note, but lovely, lovely note inside. And it's so funny because she said the linen we sent her, we made all the little pieces up for her and packaged them all up so she could just pop them straight into the box. And she said she only had enough for all of the kits for the attendees. She said, but I'm sure you can actually put your own fabric in there. I thought, yes, I think we can. So I won't show the note. It's lovely. But it is, how good are the kits? If you get to go to a retreat with Teresa Kogan, you won't be disappointed. So there's all the DMC and the overdyes. Some lovely notes that she sent us as well. And she also sent one of these to Tanya as well. Tanya was so thrilled to get this as well. She's such a kind person, Teresa. But this lovely 5x7 for us to frame, which was an extra gift, which is lovely. In the kit was a fabulous needle minder. So whoever attended this retreat, I'm not sure which retreat it was, she's done quite a few recently. I was very, very lucky. We had little things like cards, Teresa Kogan. Everyone knows I'm a Patreon of Teresa's, and her Patreon is fabulous. And they're the two fantastic charts. They were on our paperback. 36 count paperback. So Teresa, thank you so much. I don't doubt she watches this, but if she does, we love that. I keep that personal note there. Yeah, make sure that. And I'm trying to make sure that box gets home in one piece because I just love it. Like, that is a box you will want to always keep. So that was a nice surprise. I think that might be. And if that's not everything, as I said, we'll show other things popping when we get home. You right?
Mm-hmm.
Have a drink, sweetness. Okay, now purchases. We're trying. We didn't think this would go very long because we are so disorganised. We thought we'd rock through this, but it's already taking a while. What did you buy at the attic?
Okay. So first off, the attic had some fabric from a brand new fabric dyer based out of Alaska. So it's called Mason linen. It's beautiful linen.
No.
We bought a whole.
Yes, we did.
We bought a whole stack of it.
Yep.
But the amazing thing is that I don't know if you can really see. I don't want to undo it.
I don't want to undo it either. It's so pretty.
But it comes in
Graduated.
Each colour comes in 4 different shades. So a dark, a medium, and
a medium light, and
medium
a light.
light, and a light. They're just beautiful.
This one, Brendan, you got the 46 count.
Yeah.
And I got the 40 count. Unfortunately, we weren't there on the Wednesday, which we were last year, but on the Wednesday they had a few. This was the button box colour range, and I think this is their first release, I think, but I think the attic had some other colour ranges I'm assuming are coming out, and we were sadly, we would have gotten all of them if we had been there. Again, I think Brenda and Laura showed them on their latest video to Brenda and the Cereal Starter, so you'll see some of the other colourways as well. And then just by luck, I think on the Saturday, I think late some more arrived.
Another box arrived.
These were all in packs of the 4, like the sets for 4, yeah. And then we managed to snaffle 2 more colours. People say to us all the time, "Oh, but why do you buy linen if you don't like linen?" Well, because we're still stitchers and we still love linen.
It's pretty.
It's beautiful, and the thing is, Brent sees it every day. We both see it every day our own. We stitch all of our models on our own, and we stitch most of our personal stuff on our own. But you still want to stitch your personal stuff on other things, and these are just gorgeous. What was this one? So this was button box. These were the 2 different ones. These were for you. This was you got a fat half of the dark in 40 count.
Yeah. So that was the stitch. Tanya's project on.
Was it Tanya's or no? Or was it no Linda's? Linda's project on. Yeah, Linda Vincent's project from the retreat. That's what Brent's going to stitch that one on. And I got the 56 count. 56 count. Can you believe? You do know that Jean had a heavy influence on me at this point. I got a fat quarter. I have something I wanted to stitch on this too, and I can't remember, but I got the 56 count for it. It's just beautiful.
It was a limited edition colour.
That was a limited edition colour. This one, yeah, that wasn't in those individuals. There was 1 colour of that left, so I snaffled that one. Okay, what else did you buy?
I bought a book. It's got a little bit bent.
Oh, we have to put all these things in the bottom of our bags.
Yeah. Oh, still survived. So it's a French book that Jean had, and it's got all beautiful rose patterns in it. So there.
I just remembered, where are those kits you brought from further on our travels? Are they around here somewhere?
No idea. Oh, we'll have to stop the video and we'll go and get those.
Okay, we'll do that. We haven't gotten to Salem yet, so we'll wait for that bit.
Yeah.
And what else did you buy, baby? These are from Heartstrings Sampler, but again, available from the attic.
So they're little boxes to hold your
103s or Soie Sophine.
Yeah. So that each side has 5 pins on it, and a hinge lid, so you can put them on so they don't get all knotted and tangled up.
Yep, you got 2 of those?
I got 2 of those.
What else is underneath there?
I don't know.
Something else is under there.
Sneaky under there.
Oh, that's another thing. Oh, mine's in my stitching bag.
Oh.
That was a pin. There was a girl, her name was Claudia. I'm pretty sure this was Claudia. I think, I'm getting names. This is terrible today. But she was going around just giving away pins and scissor fobs and stuff, and that was one that I picked.
We got that from Jean as well.
And yes, that was another thing. Mine's in my sewing case because I'm already using it. And that had that same logo on that the project bags had, and mine would be here, except I'm using it.
Yeah.
So.
And I bought a light as well.
Yeah.
Just a daylight light.
because Brendan was having trouble seeing in the rooms. But this is fantastic. We got upgraded to what is it, Brendan? Where are we? The presidential suite, if you don't mind, for 2 days. So we are finally in a place where we can stitch with really good light. But Brendan was finding he just couldn't see in the room at night time. And this is another reason you bought 2 of those things.
And it's a mess.
It is a mess, baby. It was so pretty when Jean did it.
So pretty when the girls from the attic did it for me.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to stitch a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. So the girls,
the Scarlet Letter.
The girls at the attic did a 103 conversion for me.
Yeah. So they are all going. Well, you'll probably need another one, Brent. They're all going to go in that little thing you just made.
So I started stitching it at the retreat on seaweed. You can see I had a massive start. I think there's like 3 stitches.
It's too dark.
And I was too busy talking.
You were talking all weekend. You were amazing, Brendan. You're on fire all weekend at the attic, weren't you?
It's too many nice,
at summer school.
Too many nice people to talk to.
Too many nice people. And to be fair, the room was fairly bright, but I think you didn't have that light at that point.
No.
That's when you realised you had to buy it.
So this is my working copy, but that's the chart. So I'm using the green of seaweed to do the background because there's no way I'm stitching that background.
That's never going to happen.
Because the whole sampler is actually stitched.
And I haven't seen Kim Goldman's lace Flosstubes, but have a look at her. She brought up, in actual fact, we'll insert a photo here. Kim came up to Brendan and on our fossil, Brendan?
Yeah.
Kim is doing the exact same project. She also doesn't want to stitch the background, so she has picked our fossil, but she's a little bit further along. She also didn't stitch it over the weekend. She just brought it to show you because she said it's too dark. Like when these rooms were brightly lit, but when you're going to stitch on something like, a dark linen, you need
a white.
You need good light
as well.
You need good light at home as well. So it was ambitious of you to take that to stitch. But
oh well, I started.
You did start, baby. There's 3 stitches.
There's 3 stitches in it.
True. So while I show some, do you want to go up and get those kits that you bought later on? Yep. Okay. So what did I? Well, truthfully, mostly what I bought. I mostly bought linen, because it's just it's so nice. To get linen when you're away. But one of the really special things I did buy, now I didn't know this was around, but this is the sampler from Jean Lee I was talking about earlier. This is called Oscilia's sampler, and I had to have it. Jean kindly signed it for me, so I cannot wait to stitch this. And in her honour, I will be doing this on 56 count. I don't find 56 count as daunting as I used to think, and I think that's because Jean encouraged me last year to stitch on it. Her suggestion is Soie by Versoir, so seeing as she stitches just about every project on 56 count, her suggestion's good enough for me. So now what I did do, I wanted this to be a kind of special project, so I asked Jean to pick the red for me, so she chose Soie. Where's the number? Hang on a minute. Where's the number? 2681. So that was the one she chose for me to stitch it. And I saw a little piece of our friend Brian and Teresa from Needle Bling Designs. There was a piece of 56 count. There was just a small piece there, and it was perfect for this. So this is 56 count heirloom. So we're going to do our beautiful friend Jean's sampler with the red Sophine that she chose on our friend's linen, which is hard to see in here, I think, but it's a piece of heirloom. So that's kind of like a bit of a combination of friends project. So that one will mean a lot to me because it's Jean's sampler. And you can buy that from the attic. It's Ursula's sampler, an Italian redwork sampler by Jean Lee. And it's sensational. I've seen it stitched there. So that's going to be one of the things I start for Sampler September. In amongst, there's another thing. We got one, I don't know, this was beautiful. This was from Peg Coleman. This was a little stitching block that she did. Now, there is a little bee charm that has to be attached to the top. We have to glue it on when we get home. She gave us the bee. She ran out of time to glue them all on, I think. And we said, well, just give it to us because we'll glue ours on when we get home. One of ours is here somewhere. So.
I don't know where it is.
Yeah, so that was another little thing. Just saw that there then. Okay, some of the charts I got were Harriet Hay 1809 by Miller and the Floss. I've seen that one before, but when we saw the actual sampler there at the attic, it's beautiful. I loved this. This is Keziah Campbell 1796 by Needlemade Designs. just fantastic. Another Scottish sampler, of course. It is Linda after all. Now, this one's been around for a long time. I thought this was discontinued because I've not been able to find it for years. I'll be stitching this on our seaweed, similar to what Tanya Brockmeyer stitched hers on. A lady at summer school was halfway through stitching this. I think it was on seaweed. So I don't know if this is out of stock now and Jean's the only one that has it, or it could be reprinted. I think this is probably one of the originals. It's called the Eliza Hills 1856 sampler, and I do know they did have it at the attic when we were there. So if you call and ask them about that one, it's absolutely beautiful stitched. So I was thrilled to get my hands on that one. This is another one I loved. This is Sarah Parr 1825 New England sampler, reproduced by Sandra Murray. Did you see? I just saw that one there. It was so beautiful on the wall. You know, if anyone who's ever been to the attic, you know what a treasure trove of models there are on the walls. We were thrilled to have ours up on there as well. It's always surreal when we see our models on the walls. We had a couple of our ones that we released at Needlework Marketplace that we put on the walls there, but we had to take them with us when we left because we had to have them for Marketplace. And these ones from our lovely friend Tanya, these are her new releases from Needlework Marketplace. So we've got a sampler for all seasons. This is by the Scarlet House. I love this. This is Ghosts and Goblins. Very vintage looking Halloween piece, and you know me and Halloween, so that's got to be a definite must. Sarah Barnes, my favourite. I think this is just divine. Just beautiful. Hope I'm holding this up long. Alistair. Tanya did a bit of a dog series, and this one she gifted to us especially. This one is Betsy Jewett, and it has a little Italian Greyhound, Whippet Greyhound, whichever. I choose to say Whippet. No, so it's something of that variety of dog. So she knows I love that one. This one here is Cute Canine Quotes. I'm only talking to my dog today. We can both relate to that one. Dogs are not our whole life, but what is it? Dogs are not our whole life, but they make our life whole. I love that. And then Paw Prints. And this is just beautiful. I love this sampler. This is called Anne Chilton 1847. These are all done in Belsoir silks, so I'll look at picking those up at Hobby House when we're there. So they were my chart purchases. We'll show all the linen. Okay, so this is some of the ones that were at the attic. Some of the others I've just picked up on our travels. This is Dirty Teacup by Needle and Flax. I bought a little piece of this last year at summer school, so I got some more. This time I've got a fat half of this. This is fold in half. I love that one. It's a great sampler fabric. Now this was a company we have not seen before. This was Lap and Loops. Like I had to have this one. This was called Graveyard Mist. So this will be good for my Halloween stitching. It's a nice spooky cut. I don't think you're going to be able to see it very well in this room, but Graveyard Mist, 40 count. Fat half of that one.
It's a grey mauve colour.
It's a grey, mauvey, motley one. Really good for like haunted houses and stuff like that. I thought that was a ripper. Now, you picked this one, I think, didn't you, Brent?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it.
I don't know what you're going to make with this one, but you loved it. So you love these dark fabrics, don't you? Yeah. Hardest things to stitch on, but that's crazy. Okay. This one's called Grandpa's Shop. Grandpa's Shop Rag. And again, we got a half of this one as well. Well, this is your one, Brent. I'll try to hold it right up. I don't know. We don't know what this is going to be looking like. Like I said, we're looking at a complete blank screen, so we don't know if any of this is in focus. But that is a very cool colour. You just have to pick something light, bub, to like maybe a monotone thing or something light to go on. Well, I'm just keeping them all together. And this one I loved, and I part of me bought it because my friend loves these things. This one's called Jackalope. I just thought it was a really good sampler colour. I think they were at market this year for the first time. I think we weren't at market this year, but the good news is that's another good news we got in the last month and a half or something. Where we've got our room again at Nashville Needlework Market, so that is very exciting. We're on the 4th floor this time. in a very cool corner. So, yeah, so that was that. I also managed to pick up, while we've been here, I should have made some.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is everywhere. Some lakeside linens, which wherever I go, if there's a shop that's got lakeside linens, I will get it. So this one is vintage sand dune in 40 count. And, sorry, I'm doing this as quick as I can because this one was a limited edition colour, which is just like, I mean, lakeside linens, present coming excluded, have been my favourite linens for so many years, long before many people started doing hand dyes. You used to be able to get lakeside linens everywhere, so I think everyone took it for granted that they always could, and now they're as rare as hen's teeth. So if I walk into a shop and they've got it, oh, that's another piece of the vintage sand dune, and this one is probably my favourite. This is it's vintage meadow rue. Everyone knows this is like hen's teeth, so I got a yard of this. So the problem is I love lakeside linen so much that it's got to be a really special sample for me to put this on. But you know what? For years I used to do things like hoard, or we never used to use the good china or the good things, do we? The good crystal or anything like that. I'm getting better. So now we decided, what are we waiting for? Let's get out the good dishware. Let's get out the good everything. Let's drink out of the good wine glasses, whatever. I don't know what we were waiting on to happen. So we used to wait till Christmas to use the good stuff. Now we use it every day. If it breaks, it breaks. We've enjoyed the whatever. And I'm trying to now get into that same mindset with my linens. So rather than just hoard my lakeside linens, I've just got to pick a really good sampler and stitch it on there. Just enjoy everything. Don't know what else we're waiting on. So yeah, so that was my purchases. I think that was all of it. I'm pretty sure. So after the attic, we flew through a very big, what was that cyclone? The Hurricane Hillary hit the West Coast. A lot of our friends around San Diego, I think Grace was driving home to Grace, that's Paisley Stitcher on Flosstube. She was driving home, so she had to delay her trip going home because the weather was so bad. We copped the tail end of it, and I know it hit Palm Springs really badly, and it was hitting. We went over and had dinner with Tanya and her lovely husband, and because our flight out on the Monday was not until 10:30 p.m. So we had the day, we went and visited a museum, and then we went and had the afternoon evening with Tanya and her husband. So Tanya and Paul, we had a ball with them. But we had to leave, and it was the biggest thunderstorm, lightning, sheets of rain, and if anyone knows me knows I do not travel in a plane. And I kept saying to Brendan, they're not going to take off with all this lightning and stuff. This is at night time too, so you couldn't see for anything except for the lightning strikes everywhere in the sky. But they did. So I think the lightning had pretty much subsided a little bit by the time we got on the plane. But it was a bumpy hour getting out of Phoenix, but then it was smooth from there to New York. So what did we do then, Brent? We landed in New York and drove up to
Plymouth.
Yeah. Which was where your 10th great grandfather was from.
Yeah, so we did a little bit of a history excursion for me. So my 10th great grandfather was John Alden. He was on the Mayflower.
Reportedly the first European to set foot on Plymouth Rock.
So we did a little bit of a history excursion around that. Went to the old farmhouse.
Oh, it was amazing.
Had a look around.
What a it was at Duxbury.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to know why obviously the first two linens he ever did many years ago are Mayflower and Duxbury, that is why. People would never understand why you called them those things. Yeah. There's a reason for that. So yeah, the John Alden house was fantastic, and there was a couple there and their friend who were in the house at the same time with us. His name was Anthony, and it turns out he's also a direct descendant, so he was Brendan's cousin 9 times removed. And so we saw them there, and then they left to go and visit Priscilla Mullins and John Alden's grave. So we stayed at the house for a little bit, and then we got to the grave as they were leaving, caught up with them again. And then we had the afternoon in Plymouth, went on the Mayflower replica and did all that. And we were having the most decadent dessert at a little cafe. Oh, it was a fabulous place. Plymouth's
Fried dough Sunday.
Yes, Brendan had a fry. It's like oh my God, that was so good. I had a banana split.
It was evil.
So much for my diet. And you had the thing was like a donut pancake, the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah. That
thick. And just ice cream and nuts and toppings and
yeah.
We'll put a photo up here. Brendan's going to hate me for this editing, but you got to see this thing. And we're sitting there, and wasn't Plymouth fabulous? It was so beautiful there. Duxbury, that's where we'd move tomorrow if we were millionaires. And as we're going into these decadent Sundays, Anthony, Donna, and oh my gosh, I've forgotten Don's friend's name, walked past and we caught up with them again. By that stage, we felt like they were old friends. And now we've caught up on Facebook and we're continuing to chat. So that was a bonus, meeting a relative. Wasn't it, babe?
Yeah.
So what did you buy? And then we went to the
Pilgrim Hall.
The Pilgrim Hall the next day. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a sample I've always wanted to get.
Well, you saw the original.
So we got a kit for the
Laura Standish.
Am I showing the right one? Yep.
You are.
Yep. For the Laura Standish sampler.
Wasn't it beautiful in real life?
And then we went to
Plymouth, Patuxent.
I got a
Yeah, that was a
poster as well.
Paulette showed you that years ago, and he's finally able to get the actual.
Yeah, so it's showing you the people that arrived
and the ones who survived.
And the ones that survived the first winter,
including, thankfully, Bren's grandmother, Priscilla Mullins. Her parents died, her brother died, and she was the only one left. And she met John and married, and that's the reason he's sitting here.
And we also went to the Plymouth
Patuxent.
Museum, which is like a reconstruction village of an Indian village, as well as
Native American village,
as well as the first village that the Pilgrims had.
Fabulous day. Gosh, it's beautiful.
And they had some more reproduction samples.
This is so Laura Standish one is the oldest surviving sampler. This is the second oldest. That was a bonus. You didn't even know about this one, did you?
So the Mary Atworth.
These kits are incredible.
Atwood, sorry. Didn't sound right.
No, but Ackworth, no. But Adam, just show them how good the kits are inside. You can get the Laura Standish kit or chart. Could you get the chart or just the kit? Just the kit from the Plymouth. What was it called? Plymouth Hall, and you can get this one from the Plymouth Patuxent Museum.
Yeah, and we also found this one as well. Karen got this one.
Yeah, I thought that was a cute little one. I might
make. So it's a little pocket.
Plymouth Patuxent sweetie bag. Yeah, beautiful. Unfortunately, there is an option for silk versions, but they didn't. I highly doubtful they would sell silk. I'd say at these places, so they're not the most inexpensive things in the world. So I think they just. So you can always substitute the silk if you want to, but they're full skeins of DMC. So you finally got your hands on those.
Yeah.
So that was good. So what else? Oh, I just remembered. There was one more thing hang on a sec. Oh, I can't reach. Hang on a minute. Oops. Oh my gosh. I just remembered there was one more thing I bought. This was at the 5 Times Blessed. The lady from 5 Times Blessed always does a little pop-up shop on the Saturday evening at summer school. Now, while her daughter was racing to get the little card thing officially open, everyone swaps around these stands, and because of my knee I knew I couldn't go quickly, and was it Angie? Angie was the one that has to have the hip replacement, so between my knee replacement and her hip, we just stood there and we just said, listen, we can't move, and everyone was like, that's okay, you can just stand there. So we were waiting for the 3, 2, 1, and we'd already eyed the table and knew exactly where our hands were going first, so I got everything that I wanted. So the first thing is, because everyone knows me and Halloween, I remember last year she had the red berries, and I missed the ones with the red crystals on, so I wasn't missing. There were only 2 Halloween ones, and Angie and I got both. So this is a little Halloween berry. It's black velvet and little orange beads. Love that. She also has. Where did that come from?
No idea where you stole those from.
I didn't steal anything. They were part of a gift. I can't remember what these were.
Black stalk scissors.
Who gave us those? Somebody. Oh, they were in a kit, I think. They were in one of the kits.
Okay.
They're probably in one of your kits over there. These were beautiful vintage Halloween cards. Just so cute. those ones. We are so disorganised here, but I can't believe. Got one of these. These are sweet little, they're quite heavy, little pin cushion things that go on like a little metal pie dish thing, but so little. Look how tiny that is in my hand. That one. And I got these. These are fantastic. Our friend Gwen couldn't get in there and she just called it, can you get me a Boo one? So I got the Boo one for her and one for me. So these, and I missed out on these last year. Everyone was onto these like you wouldn't believe last year. So I made sure I got some this time. This one is called Boo. I hope you can see this. So it's Boo. This one is Sampler Lover. I don't know if you can see these. Hopefully you can see them. Sampler Lover. I had to get this one because it had a cactus and the attic. If we find when we're looking at this later we can't see these, we'll show you again on the one we do when we get home. It's a bit more organised than this. And this one was just Stitcher. Again, very cute. And my favourite thing was, now last year I got a little white pumpkin on a little black kind of gorgeous box thing. And this year I got a little orange pumpkin with little vintage buttons. And I just love that so much. She does a beautiful job packaging these things up. So yeah, so I managed to get some purchases this year. I missed out on a lot of stuff last year, so I wasn't making that mistake twice. Yeah, it was like a feeding frenzy when that thing opened. Oh my gosh, people's arms were going everywhere. Okie doke. Yeah, no, they are from something, Brent. I just can't remember what. And Brent's right, we need to get a serious notebook or something for next time we have one of these retreats. Okay, so what else? We also then got to Salem, Massachusetts. Someone asked me, Salem, Mass? I said, yes, there must be another one somewhere.
There's Salem's everywhere, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Where we were able to do both. It was a 5-day show, a 4-day show. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4-day show. So we got there on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And looked around. We haven't been to Salem for about 15 years, so it's changed a lot, but parts of it are still the same, which is good. But the modern kind of world is infringing a little bit on parts of it, but it was still fabulous. We had a ball there. And what was great is that Nicollet Marketplace, Bobby didn't require us to be in our booth, in our virtual booth for the entire show. So we were able to, we spent all day Friday, but what we were finding, and I think a lot of people found, it was a very successful show for us, and we want to thank Bobby and her team for doing an extraordinary job putting it on. She was working hard with the organisers of the software that it was on for months and months and months, and from what I could tell, it went off like a charm. We didn't have any technical difficulties at all, so it was great. But we didn't get many people visiting the booth. Gary and Ronnie did. Shout out to Gary and Ronnie because we knew they'd pop in and say hello. But it was probably fortunate because even though we were fine with the internet, even with them, our internet was at the hotel was a bit patchy. So that was really good. And so we were there all day Friday, and then the next 3 days we were there for half a day. So we'd stay there in the morning because all the orders were being emailed in. So anyone who is waiting on any of our new design releases through their shops, just be a little bit patient because, as they all know, we won't be able to ship those charts until we get home in 2 weeks. So as soon as we get home, that's priority one to get those out to all the lovely shops who pre-ordered our charts. Yep. So, but anyone ordering it from them, just be a little patient because they won't get them for a couple of weeks. So now we've got 2 of our new releases here, but they're actually in the suitcase, which is, we've got valet parking here and it's down our suitcase. So we will show them. We're going to leave the 2 of them, I think, at Hobby House. So we'll take a video of them there. But we'll just put pictures up of our 5 new releases. Now, one of them, I am finishing the model. I've got the frame that the picture is in with this mock-up is the frame it's going in. I've got that in my suitcase. And I'll just show you, I'm madly, so this is not pressed. Goodness me. And all I've got left now to do is the border. But this is Elizabeth Campbell, 1838. I don't know if you can see that. It's terribly crushed because I've just got to finish a little motif here and then fill this border in. So that actual, the real stitched model will be on the cover of the charts, but the one you're seeing today that Brent put up is just the mock-up. But it's a pretty good mock-up.
Yeah.
And there was another one that Acorn Collector. Acorn Collector is just also the computer-generated image because it's been framed at home. So, yeah. So they were our 5 new releases at Needlework Marketplace, which was good. And what now? What else?
Nothing.
I'm trying to think what else there is. One other thing. I have to show you. This was in a bag, one of my bags that I bought from the Garon tote bag sale. I managed to snag one of the beautiful elephant bags that Ronnie made. It's in this one, I think. So, one of the things... Oh, no. It's not in that bag. It's in this bag. It's in this bag from Garon tote bags. When we were at the attic, Katie Strachan, Laura Duet and I are doing a stitch along for what is it called? I always get this right. AKGIT. That's the wrong thing. Modern Folk Embroidery Verlander Sampler. I don't have the cover sheet. There we go. Now, Katie's rocketing through this, and if you've seen, I haven't seen her latest Flosstube, but I'm going to be watching that later today, but she has shown it in the past. So the 3 of us have got a little group, and we're inspiring each other on. Katie's is sensational. We've got a photo of the 3 of us holding up our progress at summer school. Laura's looks gorgeous. She's made a good start. Mine's a woeful start. But in my defense, I have been stitching models. So, but this, I'm doing mine. This is my sad little start on 46 count. It's 46 count foxtail millet from Legacy Linen. This is beautiful linen. It's very thick and beautiful. I'm using the Roxy Flosstube. I was going to say they've changed their name recently. I've got mine on Susan's Susan Stanish's floss cards, but this is called Verlander by Roxy Floss Co, and it's beautiful. It's a very dark black brown, and it's showing up quite black on the actual sample, but it's just beautiful. So I really do hope to get some more stitching in that for September. That's sort of my plans. Plus, I've got to keep stitching models. One thing I did bring with me, because I've been using it, just before we left, I did the online class by Lindy Stitches. Oh my gosh, Steph from Lindy Stitches and Lois from Lead.creates. They did an online class. It was so much fun, and if they do another one, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It was done by Zoom. I wasn't on by Zoom, it was on a particular platform. It was just similar to Zoom. Very, very good. Now, because I'm in Australia, the kits they didn't send outside the States, which was absolutely fine, so I just got the downloadable chart with the kit instructions. I did mine on Brendan's Say Cheese, which was one of our Patreon.
Michelle's favourite fabric.
Michelle's favourite. Yes, she likes yellow. Yes, well, this should make you very uncomfortable, Michelle, if you're watching this.
I'm going to dye a really big
our friend Michelle is not a big lover of yellow. Makes her uncomfortable. So anyway, yeah, so I just picked my own colours. For this, the backing fabric, I chose a lovely, I think it was a Tilda print. And honestly, look, I mean, I have made a similar thing like this in the past, but what I did love is the way Lois taught us how to use a lot of her trims. So you always learn something new. As you know, I love finishing, and I learnt some new things that I hadn't learned before, and that was so much fun. Finished it in a day. You did the pre-stitching before the class, and it was just enormous fun. So if anyone has a chance to do, we were hoping she might do another one for Halloween, but I think that was asking a bit much in the time frame. But if you get a chance to do one of Steph, Linda Stitches, and Lois's online classes, highly recommend it. That I obviously brought with me too, because I've been using that. And what are your plans, baby? Sorry, this is all over the place. You know what it's like when you're on holidays. We can't even think what we're doing tomorrow, let alone yesterday.
I don't have any.
You got no stitching plans, baby?
I'll probably give this peacock another go. See if I can get more than 3 stitches in it. But that's all. It just depends on the light. At night time, it's too dark in these rooms.
Yeah, but this is pretty good in here. I think that the only chance you've got to stitch really while we're away is probably while we're in this beautiful apartment. We couldn't believe. We've had 2 amazing upgrades. Business class flying over, which we just couldn't believe. And then this place, it was like, wow. I just wish we were here for like the same amount of time we're in Salem. It would have been nice staying like this for 5 days.
Couldn't
we wouldn't have been able to afford. No.
Like $1,000.
Somebody said, "Are you extending it now that you're in this lovely?" I said, "No, because if we extend it, we have to pay the full amount for this room. We can't afford that." So
I think the room's $1,000.
Something crazy. Yeah. But you know what? One thing we've learnt is if you fly like a weekday rather than a weekend, which is when we normally fly, you're a better chance of an upgrade. And if you're travelling, like what's today, Wednesday, so we got here Tuesday, so you're a better chance if it's like midweek when it's quiet. The only thing is, it was raining this morning. We went out and got sort of brunch, lunch, and then the rain stopped, thankfully. But we noticed today there's a big cruise ship in town.
Yeah.
And Brendan went up further to just get us some nibbly things to eat this afternoon, and he said there's people everywhere off the boat that weren't there yesterday.
All the restaurants, all the ice cream shops, all the donut shops got massive lines out the front.
Yeah, you got to get me a donut and couldn't even get on the line.
I wasn't going to wait on the line.
No, but the thing is but we did go we went to the rooftop bar restaurant-y thing here last night, had a cocktail. It was a beautiful balmy night just before the rain hit, and then we went out to have a lovely dinner at a lovely place. The restaurants and everything here in Portland are amazing. Yesterday we went to the Cryptozoology, what is it, Brendan?
The International Cryptozoology Museum.
So not only did it have Bigfoot, it had everyone else. It had Mothman, it had the Dover Demon, which we missed. We didn't know about the Dover Demon, or we would have called in to see Dover on our way up through Massachusetts. And so then, so tomorrow we're driving up to Bar Harbour, which the last time we visited, you're right?
Oh, sorry, I'm just dying here.
Oh, drink red. Oh my, he sounds worse than he actually is. So last time we were in Maine, which was about 15 years ago, we got lost, actually. It was before GPSs and all that sort of stuff. And we sort of went inland and then made our way across. It ended up at a place called Bar Harbour just by pure accident, which was gorgeous. And so this time we're driving up there and having a night up there. And then we're driving down back to New Hampshire to visit our friend Carol, who is near Manchester in Auburn in New England. New Hampshire. And then, what are we doing? We're going
to
Vermont, which we've never been to. On this trip too, we've ticked off 2 more on our state list. We've ticked off Connecticut and Rhode Island, and soon to be Vermont. So that'll be 3 more. I think we're over 40 states now. And so after Carol's, we're going up to Vermont, and we're coming back down towards Corning, because you want to go back to the glass factory.
Go back to the glass museum.
And then we're going across to Niagara Falls. Again, we haven't been there for 15 odd years. Hard to believe, but anyway, no, a little less than. No, it would be 15 years. And then we're going to
Hobby House
for the retreat. So we're getting there early. We're getting on the Wednesday next week. We're going to meet up with Brenda and Laura and some other people and have a nice 5 days there. So we'll be there. We'll be in Pitford, and we're going to try to see Paulette if we can possibly catch up with her. And then and then after the retreat's over, we head back. We've got 2 days to get back to New York before flying home on the 12th. So we've got lots of fun ahead. We can't wait to get to Hobby House. We've never been there. We've never been to see that the beautiful shop. So we'll go and do some serious shopping there on the Wednesday. The retreat doesn't open until the Friday, so we've got plenty of time to shop early. And so that'll be our plans. And there's probably a million things we haven't shown you. We're all over the place. I'm finding it very weird trying to look at this little screen that's just completely black. So if we get to
the red light's flashing, that's all we need to worry about.
Is that all we need to worry about?
Yeah.
And as far as we knew, we were in the frame.
Yep.
So we have no idea what this is going to look like. It's going to take Brendan a while to get, because he's actually not feeling 100%. So like I said, he's done a COVID test. It's not that. You've just got a little bit of it's just come back on.
We're about to run out of battery.
Well, there we go. Oh, now we can see ourselves again. So we will do, I don't think we'll do another floss tube before we go home.
No.
So we will do a proper one. I'm going to have a couple of days off when we get home to catch up on the jet lag and then get back hard to work.
Yep.
All systems go for market next year now. So, yep. And as I said, we'll do a catch up video from the retreat down in Tasmania when we get home. So I also want to show everyone a new Australian designer who's very, very good too. It's called Paddock Lane Designs. She gave us a lovely sampler chart, which we want to show you, and a fabulous what do you call it, a diary book for the year. So I've left all those at home, obviously. Sorry about that, Lisa. So I will show those in the video we do when we get home, because I just remembered that.
Yep.
So I hope you enjoyed this, whatever way this looks, and we will see you from the other side of the world
back in Australia. Yep.
So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.